I'm going to demonstrate how to apply pink glaze as an undercoat. Pink glaze comes as a powder, just like a vial of paint. And what I do is I mix it up. I usually mix up a entire vial full myself, and I put it into a container. Then I take it out of the container and I put it onto a tile and I spread it out a little bit. I probably mix it a little bit looser than regular paint. Then I'm going to use a wide square shader, and I'm going to really load my brush up quite well in the pink glaze over and over. And then I'm going to paint one stripe down the middle, and you'll be amazed at how far this pink glaze will go. Then I'm pulling to stretch it out, just like that. Now while I'm doing this, just to give you an idea of why I use the pink glaze, I prefer painting on a surface that has a little bit of a tooth rather than on the white china. But another real major reason that I use the pink glaze as an underpainting on my portraits is because the pink glaze actually acts as my lightest value for my brightest highlights. I apply the pink glaze, I fire it, and then when I'm painting my portrait colors on, I can wipe right back to this glaze coat, and it's a very, very light value. It'll fire almost totally white. And then I don't have to worry about the glare of the unpainted china shining through as my highlight coat. Now I will keep adding a little bit of oil painting medium to my brush. It doesn't matter what kind you use because you're going to be working fast, so you can use either closed or open. I personally, right now, I have Jane Mark's medium, which is what I use most of the time, although it will close a little bit by the end of the day. So I keep stretching. Actually, I'm getting this a little bit, I got a little bit too much on there, to tell you the truth. Normally I do it even lighter than this, but I'm doing it really quickly to give you an idea how that other than that first load, I'm not adding any more glaze to my brush. Just a little bit of oil. Give me room to pull it. Okay. Now I'm going to put oil on my brush, but then I'm going to kind of pat out, try to get some of the paint out of my brush, and I will start cross hatching, I guess you'd call it. I want to, I don't want streaks when I get done, and I would rather not pat it out. You can pat it, especially if you get a little too thick. It's really hard to smooth out without streaks, but I prefer not to. If you just smooth it out pretty good, it gets a nice finish. And besides, your portrait's going to be painted over top of it, so just so you don't have very visible lines, you should be good. Alright, that's about ready. I might come back one more time across it. But that's it, and I would fire that. I could fire it at 014. I've done it many times. I would probably fire it with whatever I had, so it'd probably be 015. thought it might be helpful to show you the difference between a factory regular tile and one which has been glazed and fired using pink glaze as an undercoat. The tile on the bottom is just as it is from the factory. The one on the top has been painted with pink glaze and fired. You can see that there is a difference in the tone between the two, but really very little. And if you move on up, the tile on the top is wet with pink glaze. It has not yet been fired. The one on the bottom is coated with pink glaze, which has already been fired. So you can see too how the tile lightens up, becomes almost white after it has been fired.